Hello, my dear students. Students, we are continuing with lesson 7 packing from our book Beehive. And in our last class, we have seen that the narrator finished the packing, and then it was the turn of Harris and George to pack the hamper. And they were also worst packers. As soon as they started packing, first of all, they broke a cup. Piles of things were there to pack, and they put a tomato at the bottom and strawberry jam at the top and crushed or smashed that tomato, and after that they had to take it out with the help of a spoon. After that, George walked over the butter and it stuck to his foot. It irritated them more than anything I could have said. Let us see now. So, this thing irritated them too much, and the narrator can feel it. I felt that it made them nervous and excited, and they stepped on things and put things behind them and then couldn't find them when they wanted them. Now, uh, in excitement, or you can say in nervousness and excitement, they just started stepping on or walking over the things, and they kept the things behind and then forgot that whenever they needed those things they were not able to find them. And and they packed the pies at the bottom and put heavy things on top and smashed the pies in. Now they started packing. They just packed pies at the bottom and heavy things on the top and smashed the pies also. They upset salt over everything, and as for the butter, I never saw two men do more with 1 and 2 pence worth of butter in my whole life than they did. Now they spread salt over everything, and the narrator is saying whatever they have done with the butter, he had never seen anybody doing that with this type of with cheap butter which only costs 1 or 2 pence. After George had got it off his slipper, they tried to put it in the kettle. When George took it out from his slipper, they tried to put that butter in a kettle. It wouldn't go in, and what was in wouldn't come out. Now, maybe the neck of that kettle, it was narrow, so whatever they were just trying to put that butter inside the kettle, but it was not going in, and whatever has entered, whatever has gone inside, it was not coming out. It okay, they did scrape it out at last and put it down on a chair. Finally they scraped it out. They just took that butter out and kept it on a chair, and Harris sat on it. And Harris sat on that butter and it stuck to him, and they went looking for it all over the room, and they were not known where now this butter has gone, so they were just searching for it in all over the room. I'll take my oath I put it down on that chair, said George, standing at the empty seat, staring at the empty seat. Now, George, who was looking angrily towards the empty seat, said that take swear he can take oath that he had kept that butter on the chair. I saw you do it myself not a minute ago, said Harris. Harris also added, yes, I had also seen you putting that butter on the chair a minute ago. Then they started round the room again looking for it, and then they met again in the center and stared at one another. Now they started finding that butter in all over the room, but they couldn't find it, and met in the center of the room face to face. Most extraordinary thing I ever heard of, said George. So mysterious, said Harris. Now George said, it is really extraordinary thing I never heard in my life. What happened to the butter? Where has it gone? And Harris also said it is really mysterious, full of mystery. Where the butter has gone, where had it disappeared? Then George got round at the back of Harris and saw it. Then, luckily, George turned towards the back of Harris and saw the butter. Why here it is all the time, he exclaimed indignantly. Indignantly mean angrily. He said angrily, why this butter is all the time here? Where? Cried Harris, spinning round. Now Harris, he turned around and asked, where is it? Stand still, can't you? Roared George, flying after him. Now, George, he also said angrily, roaringly, you can say, don't move, stand still. And they got it off and packed it in the teapot. Now they took it out and packed in a teapot. They took out the butter and packed in a teapot. Montmorency in it all, of course. Now, Montmorency, it was also part of it. Montmorency is their dog. Montmorency ambition in life is to get in the way and be sworn at. His ambition, his desire, Montmorency's desire was to come in the way of others and to get scolded. If he can squirm in everywhere where he particularly is not wanted and be a perfect nuisance and make people mad. So these are his habits that he mm, just went to the places. If he can squirm in to put the to enter with difficulty. If he gets success in entering some place with difficulty where he is not wanted, where he should not go, and be a perfect nuisance, and if he creates worst environment there and people become mad and have things thrown at his head, then he feels his day has not been wasted. And people throw the things on his head, then only then he feels that his day has not been wasted. It means whenever this dog Montmorency, he created a worst atmosphere, he irritated the people, and he also had been scolded by them, only then he feels relaxed. To get somebody to stumble over him and curse him steadily for an hour is his highest aim and object, and when he has succeeded in accomplishing this, his conceit becomes quite unbearable. So, to get somebody to stumble over him, whenever he gets success in making others fall over him, and they curse him continuously, at least for 1 hour, this is his highest aim and object. I mean, Montmorency's aim in life is to come over the way of others, to make the people fall on them, and to be cursed by them. When he has succeeded in accomplishing this, when he gets success in achieving this aim, his conceit becomes quite unbearable. Conceit here means pride in himself, happiness, you can say. Only then he feels happy and pride himself, which becomes unbearable. This is the biggest happiness for Montmorency, you can say. That's all for today. Rest will do later.